With the latest from the Dove Newsroom, I'm Demi DeSoto. Thousands gathered at the Oregon State Capitol yesterday in Salem. Nothing unusual about that, except yesterday, however, it was to pray. They came from all parts of the state to hear Franklin Graham's Decision America Tour presentation, and it was a very powerful message, according to those who attended. The Dove sent 110 people on 2 buses, and up to about 5,000 to 6,000 was the overall estimate. Graham also encouraged all of the attendees to go out and vote this year, and Lori Mueller from Salem encouraged her children to attend as well.
I thought it was good. I brought my children because I want them to understand what this is all about.
And what is it all about?
It's all about one nation under God, and it's all about us standing up as Christians and saying so. And I want my children to do the same.
At this rally and throughout the tour, Graham is leading Christians in prayer for our nation and for our leaders, while urging them to live out their Christian faith in every part of their lives and to vote for biblical values. It was the 30th of 50 stops on the tour for Franklin Graham. A special Southern Oregon Task Force response unit met yesterday in the hills above Ashland. It's a multi-jurisdictional crew, and their task is to map out, practice, communicate, and execute wildfire evacuations of residents in wildland metro areas. There's a mix of houses and heavy trees and vegetation, which can be fuel for disaster in a wildfire situation. Jackson County District Fire 3 Battalion Chief Jeff Bancroft explains that the task at hand is to deploy a large-scale event.
The purpose of the training today was to simulate a task force deployment to a large urban interface fire. So in this case, what we have is a wildland interface. We have a lot of trees, we have a lot of vegetation, and houses right in the middle of it. So if there was a fire that started, these houses would be threatened, and we'd be called up here possibly to protect the houses, possibly to try and extinguish the fire, possibly to mop up after the fire passed through. There's a lot of different things that a task force could be called to do. We're here today to practice some of those things.
And one of those things that the crew did have to do at the exercise was to get large fire rigs in and out of tight driveway spaces and streets on the hillside community in a timely and safe fashion like this one. Crews also mapped out chain of command centers, how to communicate with each other effectively through their communication channels between agencies when these events occur, so they're fully prepared to respond. Well, another thing about 4th of July is, besides hot dogs, apple pie, picnics, and fireworks, is being safe and sane. Well, you know, there's a landscape known as Americana that dates back to the forefathers, and coming up, you got to be safe and sane, so check your regulations, all about that. Right now, let's take a look at the fireworks and what it's going to be for weather-wise, and it looks like fireworks, nothing but sunshine, 90-degree temperatures in Northern California with mid-50s overnight. As we take a look at the Klamath Basin, look at that, another 5-row. We got a royal flush going there, 89, 90, 89, 86, and all sunshine, low 50s overnight in the basin. For the Oregon coast, a few clouds here and there, mostly today and then again on Saturday, but temperatures in the upper 60s, hitting about 70 on Friday and Sunday. And as we get to the Central Oregon area, nothing but sunshine, temperatures right around 50 overnight, in the mid-80s most of the time throughout the week. And for Southern Oregon, look at that, right around 91, 92, 93 degrees. A couple clouds here and there on Thursday, and temperatures in the mid-50s as well. And that's a quick look at the forecast and your news for now. Be sure to join us weekdays 6 to 9 right here on Mornings on the Dove.